New podcast in the description. Derrick Rose's future in the NBA, if he still has one. And then Chris Rock's new Netflix special, Tambourine, how I felt about that. I don't know how Tyson Chandler feels about me talking about us needing a new center in the previous video. A weird thing is Chandler still has another year in his contract, and I guess I managed to forget that or something. So I guess that's something to remember, just because he's on the team and he plays that position. I do still think we could use a center if we don't end up drafting one, or in free agency, Chandler might just get pushed out of the rotation. He starts at the moment for us because he's our best option there. Speaking of free agents, I want to take a look at Darren Collison, who is going to be one of the free agent point guards after this season. Potentially, he does have a team option, so we don't know what's going to happen there, but I think we could use him. Remember, Elfrid Payton apparently wants about $8 million a year, which I don't think he's worth. And given that Collison's older, he might ask for less money. And I think Collison could really be a solid source of offense off the bench for us. Definitely better than Tyler Ulis. And whether that would mean he'd end up starting for us next season or being a backup for a guy like Trae Young, I think he'd just be a quality enough guy that we could use, and he probably wouldn't cost too much money. It's something to remember. But now I want to talk about Dragan Bender a little bit more, because I've mainly just talked about his strength up to this point. I think he's got a lot of potential, as a ball handler and as a shooter for the 4 position. And if I could have an NBA comparison for the guy, I have 2 different players here. The first one is Peja Stojakovic, a 6'9" small forward who would be playing only power forward in today's NBA. I think, given his height as well as abilities, I think Bender can be at least something of what Stojakovic was as a shooter, but then with the ball handling, I think he kind of reminds me of like Lamar Odom. This is a created version of Lamar Odom from a custom roster, so it's not going to look totally like him, don't kill me for it. But I think Bender is somewhere in between Stojakovic and Lamar Odom in terms of skills, and it's our job to just bring that out of him. I think he can also do some things as a defensive player, and I think even if it could be kind of rough with Bender in there starting for us right now, I mean, that's the nature of what we have going on, and I think he should just remain there. And he does some interesting things in this game against the Miami Heat, as we will be seeing the entire second half. Goran Dragic doesn't look at the basket when he shoots, apparently. And Dwayne Wade's starting, so it seems that he's already back and running the show here. They have their jerseys on for this one clip, and then the jerseys are gone for the rest of the video, so just remember those jerseys, because they're very nice. And Miami should probably just wear those all the time, let's be honest. Of all the custom jerseys that are coming out every 5 minutes now, I think Miami's are by far the best ones. Anyway, Devin Booker to the free throw line. Hassan Whiteside feels like he did not foul him. Can we talk about this whole referee-player meeting thing that's happening at All-Star break? Is it really that serious? I mean, I don't know. Like, is it really that big of a deal, or is Jeff Van Gundy just super cranky, and then Mark Jackson just joins in on him because that's what they do? I don't know. I don't remember what's happening. Dwayne Wade stepped back over Devin Booker. That's good. I had Devin Booker defending him. I guess if this was a must-win sort of situation, we could have tried someone else on him to conserve some of Devin Booker's energy. But if we see here, TJ Warren just blew a defensive assignment as Justice Winslow set the screen, and he had all the room in the world to just cut right to the basket. TJ not helping his case when I know that there's a better defender at the wing on our team in Josh Jackson. Anyway, here's Bender, as I was mentioning earlier. Very good. 3-pointer. Devin Booker making a play as the defense just collapsed and then some on us on that one. Some rough spacing with Tyson Chandler at the corner, but then we see some more of Bender's abilities as he beats a guy off the dribble, makes a play to Tyson Chandler around the basket. I mean, does that not remind you some of Lamar Odom? I would say it does. Now, I mentioned earlier Josh Jackson's defense. He got beat by Dwayne Wade, so I'm full of crap. And I believe we do something with Dragan Bender again on this possession. Kelly Olynyk and Bender. It's like that Spider-Man meme when he's looking at himself. Hey, man, the 3-pointer is dropping for our power forward right now. That's the first step, really, because he has some things that I think he could be pretty damn good at in terms of perimeter defense and ball handling and But the three-pointer seems to be the one thing he can do at this very moment. And even then, he's really not that great at them, but we've been able to make it work. Kelly Olynyk, being Kelly Olynyk, as he's not able to stop Devin Booker's drive to the basket. You see, the Clippers game was already a complete blowout at this point, whereas we're actually in this one, so that's progress. So even if we end up winning or losing this thing, I guess we can hang our hat on that one. I think Marquise Chris did an okay enough job of getting over to Kelly Olynyk and not allowing him to get too wide open on that. I think that's some of Marquise Chris's value, and that's Josh Jackson's value right there. Getting the ball in transition, making a quick little move to Marquise Chris at the basket. Hey man, I'm talking about Dragan Bender's ball handling. Josh Jackson's ball handling is already pretty okay for a wing player. His problem is that his playmaking isn't really there yet, but it should get there. I don't know why I'm showing this little part here with the standings. You'd figure I would just skip for like 6 or 7 seconds, but I decided not to. What's the lineup in the game right now? Devin Booker's going out, TJ Warren's going in, probably because we need one of our bigger scorers in the game at all times. Not a lot of shooting on this lineup right now. Basically just Troy Daniels. One thing I think we're definitely going to need, and I did allude to this earlier with the Darren Collison thing, is a point guard who can shoot a bit. Between Peyton and Tyler Ulis, I mean, you need one point guard who can at least knock some shots down, So then maybe Troy Daniels can have himself another backcourt mate who can make some plays. I mean, I try to work around it a little bit, like using Devin Booker at point guard sometimes, or having Booker and Troy Daniels in there, but eventually the lack of shooting on a roster is going to catch up to you. Now, Justice Winslow is, I don't know, I have nothing to say about him right now. Kelly Olynyk misses that shot. You know what I will say about Winslow? I don't know what entirely to make of him at this point, because he was looking good last season, and then of course he got injured, and then he has not been able to really be a big piece in Miami's offense, because they've kind of established themselves in the meantime, so we'll have to see what happens with him. TJ Warren, scoring, that's good. I tried to get him some mid-range jumpers, and it didn't go too well in this game. I think you might see at least one of those plays in the fourth quarter, but Josh Jackson has a mismatch. Goran Dragic. They collapse on us because, I mean, it was Marquise Chris over in there in the corner. He's not going to do anything from 3, so Olynyk really didn't have to make a tough decision there, just double and triple team around the basket. Ulis fouls good old Goran. Can we appreciate this lead that we have that's probably not going to last for too much longer? I mean, I don't want to foreshadow or nothing, but see, there's one of the mid-ranges right there. I guess if I would have caught it and then dribbled like a couple more times to the right and then shot it, maybe it would have been more of a open shot as opposed to what it was there. Anyway, Hassan Whiteside got that one offensive rebound on Marquise Chris, which is a fear that I have with him at that center position. I mean, I don't know, Marquise Chris is tough because he's not really a power forward, he's not really a center, he's this weird in between. Troy Daniels was open, but D Wade came out of nowhere on that one, like I had no idea he was there. But I appreciate the CPU actually bringing defense. It's a nice far cry from the Knicks series, and they didn't do anything. So, I like a challenge. I don't need to win the game of 2K. As long as it's a good game, a good back and forth, I'm forced to make actual adjustments, as I do here with Devin Booker at point guard, and then I still lose, I'm okay with that, man. That's a good shot. I'm happy with that one. Just didn't drop. Going with Bender at center, him and Whiteside against each other is interesting. We have the perimeter guy. They have the dude more oriented around the basket. I don't know why Jordan Mickey's in there at power forward. I think there are many other options. I think that's one thing 2K does need to get a little better at in the future is mixing and matching rotations more often. So, I mean, you see me, like I got Josh Jackson at power forward half the time. 2K doesn't really like to do that stuff. Also, Jordan Mickey really just shouldn't be playing power forward anyway. What do we do on this possession? We're definitely moving the ball around. I think that was bad. Okay, so that play's got to go because they just load up on the post up, and then Whiteside, he got a lucky animation to steal the ball, but he was sealed when I threw the ball. I don't know. Always a little awkward, post ups and throwing into the post in 2K. Dragan Bender is doing some stuff in terms of finishing, and he gets through D Wade there. I shouldn't say that Whiteside was totally lucky on that thing. I probably shouldn't have just blindly threw the pass. I don't want to act like I was not at fault for that possession. But anyway, D-Wade's killing us now. He probably was in his feelings a little bit because Dragan Bender scored over him, so then he had to get him back on the other end. This is a close game, man. 2 points. Devin Booker still at point guard. The other reason to do this is because it maximizes our shooting. Because now we have 4 shooters. The other guy we have is Reed. I don't remember his first name, but he's at least like not horrible on open three-pointers. So I figured, get in there, man. Jared Dudley is injured at the moment. If he wasn't, then maybe he would be in there as our other shooter. Anyway, this is an awkward possession for Miami. But Justice Winslow just wants to grab every rebound. I think Justice Winslow just out-rebounded our entire team, which just tells you the position that we are in as a franchise. Anyway, we're trying to get a three-pointer. Drawing it up for Devin Booker. It's going to take 9 days for the game to actually run the play. They finally do. And this is a difficult skip pass for Reed, and that was beautiful. Devin Booker wide open in the corner. That was great. That was everything I could have asked for. Right in the front of the Heat bench, Kelly Olynyk is clipping his arm through someone, but he's also pouting at the same time. That's good stuff. Could we actually win this game? Should we win this game? I mean, we do want to get like a top pick here, so, you know, we can still be happy about a victory, right? Tyson Chandler kind of messed up on that one. Maybe I messed up in some way. I usually end up, sometimes I'll take control of a guy for like half a second, and then that's the difference between him being open or not. That was not a good play by me. So what happened on that one was, I was really fixated on getting the 2-for-1, and I mean, you saw what happened. I threw the ball to Josh Jackson. I shouldn't have thrown the thing. That's just what happens sometimes, man. Anyway, we decided not to foul, which I think is cool. It would have been better if we didn't foul then, you know. If we would have just forced a miss, then we could have called a timeout, or we could have went down and did something. But now, we definitely have to call time. Luckily, we still have one more left. Gives us a little bit of freedom. I don't think we need a 3. What I wanted to do is Booker at point, get a screen from Tyson Chandler, shooters everywhere else, and then just kind of let the defense decide what we're going to do. So they really should have switched for the sake of time, but what am I talking about? Hassan Whiteside decided to step up, and that gave Tyson Chandler the ability to do whatever he did, a goaltend. So now, with a 1-point game, 6 seconds left, we got a foul. You know, we play the foul game, and we hope that Miami will just miss. Now, they should bring in Wayne Ellington here, because I have to assume he's their best free throw shooter. I really wanted to foul Justice Winslow there, because you figure, well, he's got to miss at least one of them, right? Unless I'm forgetting and he's actually a good free throw shooter. I don't remember. I should probably check Basketball Reference. I'm not going to. D-Wade. Oh my goodness, he missed. Well, that was good. Can he miss again? He's not going to miss again. Oh my god, he missed again. Okay. That was a godsend. And this is now officially wide open for Devin Booker to steal the souls of all Miami Heat fans. And he got about 3 seconds to do it. We're just going to try to get him a good look. And we actually got some separation on Dragic slightly early. Oof. You know, I can't be mad at that. It was a decent shot, okay? We got our best player, a not bad shot for the game. Simply didn't go in. Honestly, that's the best thing that can happen to us, is we put up a fight, we show some good signs, but we still lose for the sake of our draft pick. So you know what? Success all around, boys. Shout out to D-Wade for making us think we have a chance. Devin Booker has now had 2 straight bad games whenever I use him, so I'm going to blame myself for that one. Let's look at the rookie ladder. Donovan Mitchell's number 1, because I still want to give you an idea of what's going on around the league and not just us. Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons. One of the closer Rookie of the Year races that I can recall in some time. I do think Utah's current stretch is probably pushing Mitchell over the top, especially because they're doing it in the Western Conference. Like, that's pretty crazy stuff. Josh Jackson is number 10. Should we be happy with this? I mean, he's above Lonzo Ball. That's a success for you, I guess. yeah, I mean, Jackson just does a lot of things well. The defense, the playmaking, and I'm intrigued by the fact that he's been able to find a way to like do stuff within our offense, like attacking closeouts and all that, even though I'm not really running that many like actual plays for him. So those are good signs. And once again, new podcast, Derrick Rose's Future in the NBA, Chris Rock with Tambourine on Netflix, and I'm done.